welcome to episode 863 of Hard Factor. It is Monday, January 24th, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. We got Mark, Pat, Wes, and I'm Will to talk with you today about what, Wes, in the cup of coffee in the big time?
Well, we got some COVID stuff that was trending. Seems like the tides may be turning, gentlemen, on COVID. Also, a famous NBA star who's gotten himself in a little bit of trouble with COVID, and we're also going to be talking about a crazy woman in Texas.
Wow.
I got a little hypothetical for you boys.
Nice. Only took us 2 years to turn that tide, huh? On COVID.
Well, we're not sure. We think
Turning
it's
that tide.
According to one lady, it's turning now.
It's
Maybe
like when
not-
you're. Yeah, what's
Maybe
up,
not
man?
internationally. Put it that way for the TikTok international moment. Maybe not internationally.
Yeah.
Not so
conflicting
fast,
reports.
as they say.
We're not. I was gonna say it's like an over the top, or like when you're an arm wrestler and you move the wrist in. Are we moving? Have we moved the wrist forward? Like we're
Putting the hand like
gripping?
that.
We're
We're
re-gripping?
So
re-gripping.
you have to move your hat back. You would have to turn your hat backwards as well.
You gotta flip the switch.
He flips the hat before he
You might
regrips
bump
it.
hats, otherwise hat breaks.
Exactly. Exactly right, Pat. I have the cruelest thing of international COVID coming back. I'll put it that way.
The cruelest. Oh.
Yeah, the most unnecessary and cruelest. We'll get to it.
And there's an epidemic going on, and I'm not talking about COVID. It's disturbing. It's taking place in our public school bathrooms, and it's not what you think. And we need to address it. There's one brave patriot. There's one brave patriot in Michigan that's addressing it, and we're gonna cover their actions. And I'll put it this way: you might want to pay attention if you got a child.
Wow.
Wow.
This isn't the transgender thing again, is
Nothing to do with transgenders.
it? Oh, okay.
He didn't say swim. Never mind.
Now that
He's talking about bathrooms.
no,
Bathrooms are
bathrooms are involved, but this has nothing to
Good
do
point,
with
Wes.
anything that you can't fathom how bad and crazy this is.
Okay.
Can we congratulate Wes's 49ers real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Wes.
I got the picture right behind me. See gold.
That was a
We did
big
good.
kick. That was a big kick.
Yeah, huge
he nailed
kick.
it.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, Wes.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Did you expect such a low-scoring game, Wes?
No, I thought they were going to hit the over in that one. I mean, no, in that one, yes, under. I took the under, and I also took San Francisco, but my other part of the parlay fucked me over.
He
Under
knows
on
his team-
Saturday.
He knows his team.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
And the weather was just
The weather, exactly.
Yeah.
Under on Saturday, over on Sunday was the move all along, and
I was-
I certainly didn't see it beforehand, and I lose money on betting on the NFL.
I was
Yeah.
pretty
Me
concerned
too.
that Tom Brady had blown the devil. You like when he was coming back, when the Bucks were coming
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
On
Well, the Bucks really should have won, but Stafford
That's not
Stafford
important.
and Cup just
It's
manned
not
up.
important. Well, he blew. It was like if he had won, I would have been convinced that he has an eternity of hell awaiting him.
Something was going on, Pat, when it was changing. When they were coming back, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, the fix is in. Maybe the entire league isn't on it.
Yeah, Mark, you were texting something about like the Rams having a shitty kicker, and I was like, this doesn't have anything to do with the Rams kicker or really anyone but
Satan.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
What
And
he
as
did,
we're taping, it's
the deal he did.
14-14 Bills Chiefs. 37
Don't say-
seconds left in the first half.
Don't sell yourself short, Will, because if the Chiefs win, we went 3 for 4. So
That's true. No. I'm not worried about like the picks, and I'm saying in general, I usually am losing money. Also, there was a big money for betting on the NFL, big weekend for betting on the NFL. It was also a big weekend for the Ukrainian border. That's my story. So
Nice.
Cool.
I'll give you something on that a little later.
it's a party.
You guys want to party? Okay, let's go. Let's party.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
All right, cup of coffee in the big time. First up, some fun facts. Guys, do you know that Golden Gate Park in San Francisco is actually bigger than Central Park? Got a picture
Wow.
for you. Yeah, doesn't that look beautiful right there?
Beautiful.
Oh, like the ground area. Wow, that is
Yeah,
amazing.
I had no idea that even existed, to be honest with you.
Wouldn't have guessed that. I know that they do that concert, their Hardly Strictly Bluegrass Festival, and some super rich guy bequeathed money to do it for like 30 years and make it free. But that was like his cool will brag.
Yeah, apparently
Can you
it's
put the
20%
picture?
bigger.
Can you put the picture back up?
Pat, did you make the will?
Is this an old picture?
No.
No, this is pretty recent.
I guess it's just high enough up you can't see the homeless shit.
Yeah, no, it's way
Yes.
high. It's
Oh.
everything looks
You gotta
better.
zoom
from,
in for
you know,
that, Mark.
it's 2,000
Gotcha.
feet in the air. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't think. I'm sure they've taken over. I can't see any tents. You're right, Mark. So this is probably pre.
That's the old picture. Yeah.
Yeah, probably pre. But it's still big.
It's not their fault, guys.
It's still there.
Well, no, I mean,
not
it
their
seems
fault.
like it is because
It
the
was beautiful.
policies in California seem to have led to the problem, right? Like,
Yeah, and all the all the tech we get to use, all the sick tech we're using right now. Should those people should not be rewarded?
Definitely a wealth gap going on in Silicon Valley area.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This show brought to you by the homeless shit, right? No, seriously. I mean, if those guys hadn't have done all those smart ass things, made this cool tech, this show doesn't exist. So, just saying.
That's true.
yeah, but what does that have to do with the
Shout out
homeless
Streamyard.
people?
Should they not be
doesn't.
rewarded? Should the men and women who invented this tech not be rewarded handsomely? Right?
Are you
And then
saying that they're the homeless people? And
thereby driving the
Now they're
price of
homeless?
He's talking about the
real
wage
estate
gap.
up?
He's talking
Yeah.
about the wage gap.
Talk about the wage gap.
What's that?
Talk about
mean?
the unlivable.
I agree with you, Pat. They should be making way more than homeless people.
Exactly.
You're on the side of the billionaires.
I'm saying they create that if you pay pretty much everyone that lives in the city like $1 bajillion for inventing all this cool tech, homeless people are going to happen. They're going to happen.
Right.
They're a byproduct of the sick tech.
So you're saying that Facebook created homeless people?
Yeah,
Collateral damage.
Pretty
He's saying,
direct.
he's saying face.
I mean,
he's saying
I'm
collateral
down. I'm
damage.
down with anything you can blame on Zuckerberg.
Pets.com.
Let's go with
created
that.
some of the first homeless people there.
Yeah.
Remember
Nice
that?
weather also creates homeless people because they like to be where the weather's nice.
It's not nice in San Francisco.
Well, that's a
Coldest-
chicken and egg, Wes.
But it never
Is
gets
is
too cold, though.
Is it the nice weather?
It never gets too cold,
or
does
is
it?
it the
Wes?
homeless that like the nice weather? That's like
I
the
used
chicken and egg.
I used to know a homeless guy in Kentucky. He would tell me, I like a beer in my hand and the feet in my feet in the sand. He would talk about going down to Florida for the winter because he would summer in Kentucky
That's good
and then
combo.
he would winter in
What a
Florida.
life.
Yeah.
That's great. I met a lot of cowboy people out west that summer in Wyoming
Yeah.
and winter in Arizona. Similar, very fun.
Yeah.
Sounds.
I got a
Yeah,
quote
but they have
for
a
you.
job, Will.
Yeah, this guy was just drunk.
Well, okay. But they drink too while
Yeah.
after they work.
Well, yeah,
Same,
of course.
similar
Enjoy-
except more responsible.
Enjoy this one from the American poet and author Mark Twain. The coldest winter I ever spent was the summer in San Francisco.
Yeah, true. Unseasonably cold.
Did he throw in an N word after that?
No, the N word was bleeped out.
Okay. Usually
I was a
Twain
racist
had a
man.
Yeah, he sure was.
Satirist.
Also one of America's greatest authors. But
Yeah. Okay.
You gonna compliment him after the N-word thing?
Yeah. Good call, Will.
I can't.
Way to
point out
way to
that's
throw
the-
that in.
Oh, God. What do you guys want to
Good
take? out a
timing.
statue?
Good timing.
Hey, I got a Mark
Yeah.
Twain book in the back of my thing. Should I throw it out?
Oh, here we go.
Ceremonially
Oh, here we
for
go,
you?
Will.
Should
We
I
can't make a joke
sacrifice it?
about
Should I
him.
burn it on the
Oh,
on
my
the
God.
live stream?
No, you
Where
shouldn't
were
do that.
you on January 6th? You know what I mean?
Give me a break.
Another fun fact about San Francisco. Do you guys know that the fog out there, the famous fog, has a name? Do you guys know
Jerry.
that? No,
The fog.
it's Carl. They call
Hug
it
me.
Carl.
No,
No
They
way.
call it Carl.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a
Carl.
it's,
So Pat was close.
So everybody
Jerry
in San
Carl.
Francisco hates people named Carl.
yeah.
Hot
You don't want to
Carl?
be named Carl, and it's a
Yeah.
K-A-R-L too, not a C-A-R-L. It's how
Touch
they
me,
spell it.
Carl. Oh, it's a foreign Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
Russian
more fun
Carl.
fact. Yeah. One more fun fact about this fantastic city. The city was actually wasn't named San Francisco until 1846. The city was known as Yerba Buena when it was founded in 1776, which means
Something good.
good herb in Spanish.
herb.
Yeah. It got the name from the wild mint that used to grow around the areas where the European settler first settled. So
I got another fun one for you, Wes. Did you know that there are missions all up and down the west coast of California from, I want to say, maybe Los Angeles all the way to San Francisco. So essentially one mission, you can see the other mission, right? So there's like a mission tower
Oh, cool.
all the way up.
Similarly, isn't that why the cities have Spanish names?
Yeah,
Because
that is.
it's
Yeah.
Spanish missions.
Saints.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, let's move on to holidays. January 24th. Today, Beer Can Appreciation Day. That's pretty cool. Here's the first beer can. I'll have more on that later. That's what it looked like.
Oh man, that looks inconvenient compared to
Kruger's
today's.
Cream Ale and Kruger's Finest
Wes,
Beer.
you're our symbologist. Is that racist?
Yeah, put one more can next to that one, and you got what it's trying to say there. Double
Look at the
K.
blackface.
The red, yeah, it is a little racist. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the white gloves. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't even notice the face until you pointed it out.
It's the face for me. It's the guy's blatant blackface.
It's a K. It's also a K, and you can say like,
Put three
hey,
of them together.
The person's the K, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, through.
Right.
Yeah, but it's that's definitely borderline. You wouldn't get away with that logo today.
Cream ale. It looks. I mean, I would drink it. It looks delicious, but
Yeah, not bad. It's also National Compliment Day, and I'd just like to say that all of you are looking very handsome today. It looks like you gained a max of 2 pounds over the weekend, and I love coming to work with all of you. So, yeah. And to the Hardo Hive, you are the loveliest group of people on earth, and your support, brotherhood, and sisterhood means the world to us. So, there you go.
Well, Wes, your presentation of this segment is just phenomenal. I gotta say.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I already complimented you with the Niners thing. I'm good.
You did, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll wait for Pat's.
Let it hang.
Okay. It's also National Peanut Butter Day. And I know that I'm a big fan of peanut butter, and I hope you guys are too. Moving on.
I love how you love peanut butter, Wes.
Oh, it's phenomenal. But I'll tell you what, the one product that I've ever had from Costco that is a huge disappointment is their peanut butter. Do not buy, unless you want to put it in a smooth. It's the Kirkland brand peanut butter.
Kirkland Smooth.
Holy shit, is it oily?
You have to put it in the fridge. That's the thing. You cannot.
Okay.
Cannot keep.
Yeah,
it
I don't put my peanut
It'll
butter in the
separate.
fridge.
You
I'm
gotta
not
mix
a
it
peanut.
up.
Yeah. Oh, I do mix it up. It's
It's
so
just way
fucking
too thin
oily.
if you don't keep it in the fridge.
It is oily. I go for the Jif. I tried it once. It's good. It's good in smoothies. If you like smoothies, perfect for smoothies.
You like the white trash peanut butter. I got it. Yeah.
Jif. Well, I like stuff that spreads and doesn't just drip off of your bread.
If you just put it in the fridge, it spreads perfectly.
Yeah.
I don't like cold
You don't
peanut butter,
appreciate
Like a
peanut butter in
delight.
its natural form. You like it with a bunch of
Yeah.
crap in it.
Yeah, I like more of like a spread that doesn't. It's not.
Well, no,
oily.
but if you do the natural peanut butter in the fridge, it
right. But I
will
don't like
spread
cold peanut
perfectly.
butter. I don't like cold peanut butter.
What? It's room temperature by the time you bite into the sandwich.
Is it though?
Yeah, PBJ.
It's like butter. You gotta like.
Well, the
just let it
jelly's
sit
in the fridge
for
anyway.
a few minutes. Yeah.
All right, I'll try it out. I'll try it out. I'll report back.
It's good in the fridge.
Okay. Well, just work on that, will you, Costco?
If you do the fridge thing and you like it, then you're good. Then you can do all of your shopping at Costco.
Yeah.
So give it a shot.
Well, no, they sell the big GIFs there too. So
There's got to be more.
Perfect.
Than
Yeah, it's
just
Thank God.
yeah, thank
yeah.
God.
I wanted to tell you, Wes, I admire how open you are to exploring your peanut butter options after this conversation.
Thank you.
They have like a whole
You're
row.
gonna
of
overdo
peanut
the
butter.
compliments.
Yeah, they love peanut butter. They've got all kind of butters.
They got a shitload of options. You're right.
Okay. Moving on to On This Day in History, a couple good ones before we move on. 1935 was when the canned beer made its debut back on January 24th. And it was in a partnership with the American Can Company and the Gottfried Kruger Brewing Company. Delivered 2,000 cans of Kruger's finest beer and Kruger's cream ale to the faithful Kruger drinkers in good old Richmond, Virginia. So there's another.
Adolf Kruger of
Yeah.
Kruger's.
Old
Yeah.
Richmond, yeah.
You know who
Yeah.
needs this is the men and women of the capital of the Confederacy.
Yeah.
They love
They're
this.
thirsty,
After a long day of bossing
Yeah, what was the
biting
year?
their tongue.
their servants around.
Yeah.
That was
Biting
the
their
year of the
tongue.
Confederacy, huh? What year was that?
1935.
After the
Yeah, so it
Confederacy.
really was. That was the Confederate beer.
I'm saying Richmond was the capital.
Oh, but that was over by then, right? 1935.
Well, not in basements.
Oh,
and
1935.
barrooms.
I thought you
1935.
said 1835.
No,
Yeah, no, 1935. It's still
But-
very south.
Yeah. So, their grandfathers were still around. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 91% of the drinkers approved of the canned beer, and the other 9% hopefully didn't reproduce because they're idiots.
Oh, what a change! I mean, that had to change your whole world.
Oh, it revolutionized the world, basically.
It's like the microwave oven.
Well,
It's like, holy shit.
and
You can get beer at home.
yeah.
It's a little pop top. Had that little like triangle opening on the top, you know?
Oh yeah, something I can shoot out afterwards without messing up the yard.
Oh, you could build
Probably
a
wasn't
house with
great.
these. You could build a house with these beer cans. They're so
Oh,
thick.
yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Before this, you
Probably
had
people
to
did.
go to a
Yeah.
bar. You
What's that?
like
Yeah.
They have
before
bottles.
that, you had to go to a bar. There was no. It
No.
wasn't. It wasn't.
You
easy
could bring
to
home the
drink at
Steins, I bet.
Yeah,
You could, but it
big-
wasn't like
The growlers. Yeah.
it wasn't convenient.
they used to
This was
send my
probably not
dad
great for women.
to the beer
Yeah.
at the bar across
true.
the street with a bucket, a popcorn bucket, as they'd send him over there. Like
Yeah,
they'd be like
get it in a
they like a
bucket.
large container, like go fill this up, bring it back.
Yeah.
and we'll drink it, and then we'll send you back to fill it up again.
That's a thing that people don't do enough of anymore is punch bowls. Just, probably because of drugs and roofies and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
But punch bowls nowadays, you would never get through one of those without it getting drugged. But yeah,
Punch bowl socials are the best.
right. Yeah, I mean, frats still do it with the drugs in there, but
And grain alcohol, yeah.
Right. They want it to get drugged if they don't do it themselves. But yeah. But punch
They,
bowls are
they invite
awesome.
the druggers over.
Yeah. Hey.
you got something to pop in there?
If something falls in,
Right, yeah.
Hey, we're gonna go
Have a great time.
We're gonna go take a look at the charter. It's brothers only, Darius.
Yeah.
You know, whatever the guy's name is. Somewhat shady.
And one more. In 1972, on this day, after 28 years of hiding in the jungles of Guam, local farmers discovered Shiochi Yakoi, a Japanese sergeant who fought in World War II in 1944. After 3 years of Japanese occupation, the U.S. forces retook Guam. And at that time, this soldier was left behind by the retreating Japanese forces. He went into hiding rather than let the Americans capture him. And he just lived in the jungles of Guam for 28 years, waiting for his next orders and to be rescued. Here's a picture. There he is.
he was just waiting.
He was just waiting.
Self-contained prison.
Yeah, he built himself this little bunker out of like bamboo that he just waited underground for every day. He made like tools and just survived off the land for 28 years. What a nut!
Shit.
What a nutcase!
How do you not ask somebody? Find somebody. 28 years,
Dude, that's some patience, right?
you find somebody to say like, "Hey, is the war ended?"
Yeah. He's like Christopher Walken's character from Blast from the Past, the dad that like made him live in the bunker for 30 years.
Yeah, crazy. So he was discharged, sent home to Japan. He was a national hero. He did his honeymoon on Guam, which is kind of funny. All right, moving on. Honorable mentions, of course, as we talked about the 49ers, spurred on by my fandom, moved on past Green Bay like I knew they would. Last second
with the
field
win,
goal
yes.
by Robbie Gould. Good as Gould, as we say in Niner Nation. Thanks for paying your bet, Mark.
You're welcome.
If
Didn't have to ask, did you?
No, I didn't. Just right in my account there. And if you like the NFL, you know what happened to the rest of the games. A wildfire burning in Big Sur area, Monterey County, California, has reached 1,500 acres and 5% contaminant. It's being called the Colorado Fire, named after the Palo Colorado Canyon, which I don't think is very fair to Colorado. As you see, it's very far from Colorado, nowhere near Colorado actually. So they're Colorado getting the short end of the stick on this one. Yeah, so be careful out there if you're in the Colorado area or the California area, I guess.
Yeah. If you're far from Colorado, be careful.
Yeah.
What caused that fire, Wes?
I'm not sure. They said it started by the Bixby Bridge in Big Sur. Probably a power company thing again. I don't know.
Right, something like that.
We'll see. All right, let's do the top trends. I have a double COVID one and then a cream of the crop, okay? First up, this is 2A. This clip is from the Bill Maher show. It was trending over the weekend and is from Bari Weiss, who used to be a journalist at the Wall Street Journal, New York Times. She resigned from the Times in 2020 after they didn't defend her when she made like bullying allegations against former coworkers, including like a hostile work environment and discrimination. And I'd like to get your initial reaction on the clip.
Yeah,
It's gotten
and when New York Times was getting rid of her, though, it seemed like they were just kind of going in opposite directions. Her
right
in the Times too.
She's like, there's guys jerking off on the Zoom calls. And they're like, yeah.
Yeah. It's gotten a lot of attention over the weekend, including from the right-wing media, people like Clay Travis, who's a very popular conservative talk show host. And they say the tides are turning on how maybe the left and liberals feel about COVID. And here's the clip.
Question?
No, I'm done with COVID. I'm done.
With this question?
No, I'm done with COVID.
Oh,
I'm done. It's
yeah.
like I went so hard on COVID. I
remember.
sprayed the Pringles cans that I bought at the grocery store, stripped my clothes off because I thought COVID would be on my clothes. Like, I did it all. I watched Tiger King. I got to the end of Spotify. Like, we all did it, right?
No, we did not do it.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of us did it. And then we were told, you get the vaccine. You get the vaccine and you get back to normal. And we haven't gotten back to normal. And it's ridiculous at this point. I know that so many of my liberal and progressive friends are with me on this, and they do not want to say it out loud because they are scared to be called anti-vax or to be called science denial or to be, smeared as a Trumper. I'm sorry, if you believe the science, you will look at the data that we did not have 2 years ago, and you will find out that cloth masks do not do anything. You will realize that you can show your vaccine passport at a restaurant and still be asymptomatic and carrying Omicron. And you will realize, most importantly, that this is going to be remembered by the younger generation as a catastrophic moral crime. The city of Flint, Michigan, which is 80%, I think, minority students, has just announced indefinite virtual schooling. In the past 2 years, we've seen among young girls a 51% increase in self-harm. People are killing themselves. They are anxious. They are depressed. They are lonely. That is why we need to end it more than any inconvenience that it's been to the rest of us. I think it's like at this point, it's pandemic of bureaucracy. It's a pandemic of bureaucracy. It's not real anymore.
Let's not forget.
All right. So
Yeah, I mean, the audience cheered. I think
audience did
people are
cheer.
sick of the damn virus. Yeah.
Before we get into the actual, the meat of the topic, was she in big head mode?
big head.
No, that was like somebody was filming it. Pat, somebody was filming it from a phone to a TV, so it made it look.
DK mode, in GoldenEye or something.
Big head mode.
I don't know. I think she might just have a big head because I pulled that right from the tweet.
Something was wrong with her, man. I felt like I took some psychedelics before watching that.
Yeah, it's because it was somebody filming it from their phone, like a TV from their phone.
Okay.
It's always
Yeah, I
weird.
don't know. She retweeted that clip. Though, so
distorts.
I don't know.
Yeah, it distorts the angles. Big.
I'm just saying, like, I get why the New York Times cut her, and just an example.
Why? Barry Weiss is a great journalist.
Is she okay? But
She is.
here's a
You
dumbass
didn't like
thing
that?
to say.
You didn't think that was an eloquent and great explanation of how people are fed up with the pandemic?
No, I think that almost everyone feels the same way as her. I think that the small issue. Sorry, Pat. I
It's
have
okay.
extra thing. So I think the small issue is that like I'm completely done with it. Is a little insensitive when people are still dying, but every point she made is accurate. But go ahead, Pat.
I also agree with her points. What I'm saying, for the most part, what I'm saying is you're an idiot if you're going to say this is a catastrophic moral crime in one breath and then go right to Flint, Michigan just announced that they're going to be doing virtual schooling indefinitely.
Why is that idiotic?
A catastrophic moral crime, right, was Flint, Michigan's water crisis.
Well, and
No. COVID was not from a place of nefarity, right? My
Why
point is
can't
like
both be
it
bad,
could be
Pat?
fucked up, but a catastrophic moral crime is poisoning the people of Flint.
both are bad. Why
for
can't we
financial
just-
gain.
why would-
One
why
is
would
very
everybody
different than the
agree
other.
both are bad?
Right, but
I
right
think
now we're choices.
dumbass comparison.
And right now we're choices. Right now both are choices.
Look, everyone feels the same way. Look, but what she didn't say is not everyone got the vaccine, so we didn't hit a herd immunity, and here we are. So, like, I feel the same way. I'm just gonna live my life and get boosted and vaccinated, and that's just the deal. I was talking to a friend the other day who's very
Most
hardcore
people
about
have
it.
moved. I think most people are living their lives now.
Yeah.
I think that there isn't. I don't think it's as much as like a left versus right, where the left's like hiding inside their homes. I don't think it's been like that for some time. I think 90% of people are taking flights or going to restaurants or whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's,
Right,
And
but
let
it
people
still
that can get
exists.
vax get sick.
It still exists with the mandates and just being in your face
policy.
at
No,
all
the school-
times.
yeah,
the
the school-
policies.
She said it was
Right.
a bureaucracy. She said
Yes.
it was
Yeah,
a pandemic of bureaucracy at this point.
and
which
you
they
can't
won't
move.
give up
Some
their
people
emergency
can't move
powers.
past
Yeah.
it. Some people can't
agree
move
on
past
the
it if it's in their
schools.
face all the time.
The school thing is very troubling.
School shutting down. is
It's like a pandemic of like overreacting really hurts the young and kind of helps the elderly, and underreacting really hurts the elderly and help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like if
the vaccines have been out, they're
the
out.
younger generation gets screwed the most.
They
when
got
you-
trampled. This last
The
2
younger
years,
generation
the
gets trampled the most
got
when you
trampled.
start implementing policies for
They
COVID.
got trampled.
And then
Yeah,
the older
murdered,
generation
yeah.
gets hurt the most if you're just like completely fuck it.
You also have a situation where you can't fucking clearly
Sucks.
communicate, because like when you clearly communicate, there's certain people who are like, nah, they're lying to me, I don't want to listen. So like it puts everyone in a leadership position and a challenging position to be like, hey, the science has changed, here's the new directive. We saw that the entire fucking time. No one
Sure,
could
but the
clearly
fact
get a line up.
is that the younger generation got trampled, like she said, like Mark just said. I mean, like that's an undeniable truth. And and now at 2 years in, man, you just got to accept the fact that if it's not going to go away, you got to learn to live with it.
Yeah.
I agree. But
Agreed.
another important thing she said is like that you should look at the new data. That doesn't mean you still need to point fingers. People should change and react. Policy should change and react based on new information, based on new data. Right. It's an evolving thing. You can do your "I told you so"s and stuff like that, but I mean, like policies and everyone's actions. The cloth masks not being like, you should change based on the new information and not be like, I knew it. It was a scam from the beginning. I'm not going to listen to the new information because it could be false too.
Her complaint is that people are politicizing all of those things and using them as a tool.
That's been my complaint since the beginning. It shouldn't be politicized.
And she's also,
I think both parties do it.
She's also, I think, calling on the media to settle down and stop creating this hysteria and anxiety.
Take the fucking count off their thing. Like, I can't believe that there's still a fucking
death count.
I don't know what other channels have it, but it's like get the count off, dog.
It's just moving every second.
Get the count off. What are you doing, dog? What are you doing? Maybe have a 6 o'clock update with the fucking information you need, and then move on. That's the problem, man. They're
addicted to it too, just like
Trump
the politicians.
Trump didn't give the fucking press conferences. Biden didn't give the press conferences. Fauci didn't. No one stood up and was like, "Hey, check in with me at 9 o'clock every week, and you're gonna get the word." No one did that. Instead, they fucking botched the fucker, and you can't get information out.
It's people are losing their mind. Like my aunt
Cuomo
was
did
insane. Like
Cuomo hid the data. That was the most insane thing he could have done. That was the most dangerous fucking thing
he wrote a book about how good a job he did.
Hiding the data killed old people like by accident.
It's tantamount to killing people. Hiding the data. What he
moved COVID patients into elderly homes at the beginning of the pandemic.
And then he wrote a book. I'm the best.
Here's actually some new data that the CDC. This is some of their most recent data from October to December of 2021. They did hospitalizations for the unvaccinated, hospitalizations for the vaccinated with the booster, and hospitalizations for people with the vaccine without the booster. And this is for ages people 65 or older. And the results of the vaccine, if you believe them from the CDC, which you should, speak for themselves. So at this point, if you're older than 65, you don't have the vaccine, what more can we fucking do for you?
Yeah, and it turned out the vaccine was much more of a personal protectant than anything else. And so the people in the vulnerable classes are the ones who really need it. Because as Omicron has proved, vaccinated people with the booster can get it and spread it no problem. So the vaccine is really only a personal protectant.
Right. It's not a cure. It just helps you not die.
Right.
And so So anyway,
get out there and
look at that chart, though. I mean,
don't die.
Yeah, it helps. It helps to keep you out of the hospital if you catch COVID. Obviously, people over 65, especially.
Yes.
Everyone gets sick. Omicron's very, very contagious. But if it gets to be an endemic, like people get colds and they get the flu. It happens. So, like if that's the way it's going, that's fine. But
well, hopefully it's getting weaker. Like Omicron.
Hospitalization's different than a cold, right? So the vaccine certainly seems to bring it closer to that flu, like.
Right, and hopefully after a while you won't even need the vaccine, and it'll just be cold, flu, and COVID.
Yeah.
It'll just be here. It'll just be the new third thing.
Okay, moving on to 2B, more COVID, but also sports mixed in there. And so I'm not gonna talk about the loser Aaron Rodgers. I'm gonna talk about the NBA's all-time leader for assists and steals. Almost 4,000 steals ahead of his nearest competitor. I'm talking about who? I'm talking about John Stockton. Absolutely. Yeah. And bonus question: who is second in for assists?
Assists?
Assists and steals. Who's second? Or who's second for assists?
Assists.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Payton, maybe in steals.
He's first.
Stockton is
Chris
first.
Paul? Or Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd. You got it. Now who's second in steals?
Gary Payton, I would say, or Scottie Pippen.
Who's that Canadian
Michael Jordan?
guy?
Also
Steve
Kidd?
Nash.
Also Kidd will.
Oh.
There you go.
Jason Kidd was a great
Trick question.
Jordan was third in steals.
Okay.
Yeah. So John is making waves at his alma mater Gonzaga, where his jersey, fucking hangs from the rafters because even though he is a legend at the school and has season tickets to watch Gonzaga play, they have now been stolen because he doesn't want to assist with the school's mask mandate policy.
You got them both in there.
See what I did there?
You got them both in there.
Yeah. So a quote from Stockton. So Gonzaga has a policy where if you go to the games, you have to wear a fucking mask. And old John thinks he's special and doesn't want to do that. And the school was like,
well, they did put his fucking jersey in the rafters. That makes him special.
Yeah, right.
That literally makes him special inside that building. They told him he was special.
Also, this isn't an international flight, so he can't get the game canceled. Worst case, they're just going to tell John to take a hike.
Right. They stripped him of his tickets. So quote from Stockton. Basically, it came down to they were asking me to wear a mask to the games, and being a public figure, sometimes a little bit more visible, I stuck out in the crowd a little bit, and therefore they received complaints and felt like from whoever, from the higher ups, those people weren't discussed, but whoever it was, they were going to have to either ask me to wear a mask or they were going to suspend my tickets. And he didn't want to wear a mask, so they suspended his tickets. And it turns out Stockton is a big COVID vaccine conspiracy theorist / anti-vaxxer. He spoke in a documentary.
Most people that get thrown out of stadiums for refusing to put on a mask are.
Well, he's deep. He spoke in a
Great
documentary.
Reset. Isn't that the name of what a lot of people believe it is? Like that COVID was. It was like paving the way for the Great Reset.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
That sounds nefarious.
It does, yeah. That's scary. I kind of believe
scary.
it.
What the hell is that?
It's the title is COVID and the Vaccine: Truth, Lies, and Misconceptions Revealed. And Stockton claimed in that documentary that more than 100 professional athletes have died of the vaccination, and tens of thousands, perhaps millions, have also died from the vaccine.
You know who else said that? Every crazy motherfucker you follow on Instagram. Like, if you follow some crazy motherfucker from high school, they are touting that exact same shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, Stockton's one of these guys. I had no idea.
A lot of people believe that the World Economic Forum, the Great Reset, which is something that they announced that they're trying to do, is like that COVID's like part of it, and they're trying to like modernize the world economy, and they're fucking people and like not willing to kill people for it.
Did you know that DMX died from the COVID vaccine? Did you know that?
Oh, sure.
Really? I thought it was.
I heard that.
Yeah, no, it wasn't
listened to
because he
DMX
was
this
so fucking fat and drugged out.
There he is.
DMX was not fat.
Oh my god, dude! Look at
thinking of
DMX
Busta
right
Rhymes.
before he died videos.
No, you're thinking of Busta Rhymes.
Thinking
No,
Eminem?
Busta Rhymes is still with it because he got the vaccine.
Um,
more like busting artery. Though.
Yeah, busting artery. That was the joke.
By the way, have you guys seen the latest pictures of Action Bronson? He's lost a bunch of weight. It's weird to look at him now. Yeah, he shaved his beard. He's got like a jawline now. It's weird to look at him.
I had a guy on I had a guy on Instagram DMing me, and he was doing the I'm sorry that you're gonna die because you took the vaccine thing, and he sent me all these like articles about how he's like, look,
nice.
I don't want you to die. I don't want my stepfather to die, and my uncle to die. I told them not to take the vaccine, but you're all gonna die.
Alex Jones. I blame Alex Jones.
I was like,
for
who are you? I don't even know who you are.
Alex Jones
Like,
did this thing. He was like, the creator of mRNA said that everybody who took it is going to die in 10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And then everybody who fucking listens to InfoWars went out and told everybody that took the vaccine that they're going to die in 10 years. And it's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's about.
shut the fuck up, indeed.
He's like 1 in 100 for his predictions. That guy.
But he knew where the ball was going to go, hence the steals. He could read the court really well.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Guy was a surgeon on the court.
Brilliant on the court.
Yeah.
Not so much when it comes to this.
Not in the court of life.
Yeah.
But
So he's they're gonna hammer it out because he loves Gonzaga. Anyway, let's move on because we're running long.
Standing up for what he believes, So.
Yeah.
End of the pandemic. He does this 3 weeks from now. He's probably okay.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. Now that Barry Weiss has declared it's the tides are turning. And number one,
The cream of the crop!
let's go to Texas for a weird one. And Will and Pat, I got a hypothetical for you guys. Let me ask you guys a little question. Let's say you just had your babies, right? Now take away how much you love them now. Let's say you just had them. I'm talking like a week old.
Brand new baby.
Let's be honest. No real attachment yet. You take your newborn.
no attachment in a week.
No.
I'd say there's a pretty deep attachment immediately. But
Yeah, but not like that you have now.
right, it builds, but yeah.
I mean, all they're doing is pooping and crying. It's not. Come on.
Right, you're saying hitting you at your lowest point.
I think it really hit me when he first smiled at me. Before that, I was like, I could take him or leave him.
Just crying.
Yeah, I could take him or leave him. Okay, so you got your newborn baby. You're out to Walmart, and some woman comes up to you and says, "Hey, I want to buy your baby." And let's pretend this woman, had Elon Musk money. Is there a price you would be willing to sell your 1 week old newborn baby for?
No, you don't
Okay.
answer that question.
Let me. I had a feeling that was coming.
What's the price, Pat?
Let me make it. Yeah, what's the price, Pat? This is aimed at you. And let me.
What's the price, Pat?
Let me make it. I knew Will would say no. Let me make it sweeter for you. You can be guaranteed that baby will go to a loving home and grow up in a great family. And even sweeter, let me also say that this person will give you one of those like Men in Black mind eraser things you can take home, you can use on your ladies and all the relatives that they'll have no recollection of having a kid. So to recap, only you know you sold the kid, goes to a great family, it's only a week old, How much?
Name your price.
No price.
Yeah, you would know. Yeah,
That guilt would be
it would be
tough.
impossible to live with.
Be
No,
tough.
no price.
That guilt would be heavy.
It would be heavy.
That's your problem. It's your kid to screw up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
Not for $1 billion.
No,
No, it would be. I mean, you'd be thinking about it. For
I'll
sure,
make $1 billion.
but-
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
You'll
I mean,
make
I don't
$1
think-
billion? Okay.
There's no amount of money.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good
Af-
answers.
Yeah, after when you, it's a weird connection that you get.
I
pretty
agree.
quick,
You don't
so-
connect with that thing at all in the first couple weeks.
No, I think you do
Compared
right
to the
away.
mom, no.
The guilt, like Mark said, the guilt would be so hefty. You couldn't. The connection guilt would already exist, and that would be too much to bear.
I think it might be different for little girls. Will like I could see like because it's like you it's like more of a protector like kind of like instinct that comes over you with maybe a little girl. I don't know, but
Yeah.
for a little boy, so it's like
Well, they said no amount of money. So what happened in Texas?
yeah. Anyway, okay, sorry, we're running long. So well 500K sure as shit wouldn't be enough for a lifetime of wondering and regret, which is what one woman was offered by 49-year-old Rebecca Lynette Taylor. Here she is. Let me pull up her picture for you guys. There she is. So this woman was at Walmart, and she's the checkout line in Crockett, Texas.
She wearing a couch?
Yeah, she's wearing like a cowhide.
Big leopard print.
Yeah.
fan,
Yeah, like something like that. Anyway, so this woman was in the self-checkout line with her infant son when Rebecca came up and was complimenting their baby. She was like, "Oh, the baby's got so like beautiful blonde hair and blue eyes." And then she was like, "How much?" Now the mom laughed it off like, "Ah, yeah, thanks. You know, that's a great compliment. You know, I know you want to buy my baby." And then the fucking weirdo was like, "No, really, I've got 250K in the car and I want to buy your baby. I've been waiting to buy a kid for a long time." So the woman was like, then it gets creepier.
Let's go to the car.
Was the woman
Let's see
like,
the money.
okay,
Yeah.
No,
now we're
the woman,
talking.
The woman was pissed. So then it gets creepy. Another woman comes up, joins Rebecca, and they're like, they asked what the child's name was, and the mom was like, "I'm not telling you my fucking baby's name. Get the fuck away from me." And then they somehow learned the baby's name. Maybe they already knew it because they were stalking this woman. They started calling out the baby, like, you know, "Hey, so and so, hey." And so the woman waited for the finally the woman just stayed in the store because she knew.
creepy.
Yeah.
Social media probably.
Yeah, so they let these two women left the store, but when she reached the parking lot, they were waiting for her.
Of course they were.
From the affidavit said, quote, "Once in the parking lot, Taylor," that's Rebecca, "began screaming at the mom, saying if she wouldn't take the 250K from her, then she would give her 500,000 because she wanted the baby and she was going to take him." So the mom like locked herself in the car, and Rebecca just stood outside yelling how she wanted to buy the baby for $500,000.
It's insane.
Yeah, insane experience. Finally, the police came. Rebecca was already gone, so they checked the footage. They confirmed that this woman was telling the truth, and they showed up at Rebecca's house, and she was like, "Get off my property," and she slammed the door shut, but she was eventually arrested for third-degree felony for the sale and purchase of a child.
When did Rebecca offer the improbable device of mind erasing, and that she could offer a better life for the child? That was just a scenario you came up with.
Yeah, that
was-
was
that
just
was-
to try
that
to
was-
get us
that was-
to admit that we would
entice
get
it.
rid of our
Yeah,
kids.
She didn't have a Men in Black thing, did she?
No.
She
No,
just
who
had-
does? No,
Yeah,
nobody.
no one.
No,
Just
that was
thinking,
just
like-
that was just to try to get me or Pat to say we would give up a
Okay.
kid.
Yeah,
If you wanted
Make
a
it look
high
bad.
quality baby, which you do, wouldn't you want to pull this at Target
Yeah, good point,
Yeah.
Pat. Yeah,
instead
Well,
of
she only
Walmart?
offered 500K.
or Bye Bye Baby, something
Target
like that.
baby's over $1 million at least.
Yeah.
You know, I had this happen to me
Whole
with
Foods?
Bentley, my dog, my boxer. When I was in college, a guy I lived with offered me money to buy him after like I had already, like had the dog for a while. It was a strange
It
situation.
also happened at Mission Grace Woods, Will, when we were on the patio. The guy that walked by it.
Oh, he wanted to buy. I know that there was people offering me to stud him out at one point.
Yeah,
at
he
that
said he
apartment
wanted.
complex.
He was like, my girlfriend lives here. How much to
He
start?
was like, "Look at them balls on that
Yeah.
boxer boy.
Yeah, he's a very cute dog. So
What's in there?
He's got some big testicles on him, doesn't he, buddy?"
anyway, let us know your price.
Can you spare any?
I think he can spare some.
All right, let's move on. Sorry, that was a long one. Didn't.
Oh no,
wanted
that
to
wasn't that long. Just 40 minutes.
Just wondering, well, we talked
It
a lot.
might be a
too.
long show today, everybody.
Yeah.
Brace yourselves.
We
All
talked a lot. And let's move on to our sponsor. First sponsor today, Stamps.com. So, guys, we have big plans in 2022. Hive trip, April 8th to the 10th. building this podcast to a fucking juggernaut. The hornet's nest being unleashed. Point is, we're busy, and you are too, hopefully. And if you're a small business owner, you're busy enough as it is. You don't have time to deal with the hassle of going to the post office. With Stamps.com, you can skip the trip and never waste another dollar or minute. Stamps.com lets you print official postage right from your computer, so you can spend less time at the post office and more time running your business. Stamps.com saves you time, money, and stress. For more than 20 years, Stamps.com has been indispensable for over 1 million businesses. It gives you access to all the post office and UPS shipping services you need right from your computer, and get discounts you can't find anywhere else, like 40% off USPS rates and 76% off UPS. I mean, that's a big discount. Saves a lot of money.
Huge discount.
So all you need is your computer and a standard printer, no special supplies or equipment. You're up and running in minutes, and you're printing official postage for any letter package anywhere you want to send. So save time and money this year with Stamps.com. Sign up with promo code HARDFACTOR for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, free postage and digital scale, no long-term contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter promo code HARDFACTOR.
Do it. Get that. Postage adds up quick. So you're going to want to take advantage of that.
Big savings.
Sorry, it's been like 2 weeks since I did coffee, so the timing was off.
You know, I mean, Wes, you just had a lot built up. You had a big cup of Joe for us. All right.
Passionate coffee guy.
Yeah. And before we move on into the update on the Ukrainian border, today's episode was also brought to you by the perfect system to get you and the whole family in shape, back in fighting shape for 2022. And that's Echelon Fitness. I've been working too hard and not working out enough. I want to get in shape this year, but I don't have time to get to the gym. But thankfully, Echelon Fitness brings the gym home to me. It's world-class instructors like Nicole Griffin and Michael Brown choreographing classes, and the workout equipment is smart connected to an app so that you can track your fitness level and progress. So you're getting the classes, you're getting the community, you're getting the equipment that's connected to it. Echelon, it's a complete total fitness system. Echelon Fitness's app provides you thousands of live and on-demand classes with great music from your favorite artists like Pitbull, Old Dominion, and many more. Just pick your class, climb the leaderboard, cheer each other on, like the community vibe that's going to get you motivated to work out more, and give it your all. Echelon Fitness's full range of affordable workout equipment, including stationary bikes, smart rowers, sleek fitness screens, so like all kinds of stuff you can do with that, and the auto folding treadmill are all connected to provide the Echelon Fitness experience. And right now, for a limited time, podcast listeners to Hard Factor get up to $650 off MSRP. To get this exclusive podcast discount, text FACTOR to 818181. Text FACTOR to 818181 to get up to $650 off MSRP. That's text FACTOR to 818181. Disclaimer: message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. Echelon Fitness, get in there. All right, let's talk about the Ukrainian border, fellas. I'm sure, have you seen some headlines? Seen some stuff over the weekend? You know, probably.
I did. I didn't click on too many, so I'm excited to hear it from you since you did the work. Yeah.
There's too many headlines. I'm glad you didn't click, because what I've done for this is I've summarized everything to try to get it all, get y'all caught up, because a shitload has happened since we last talked about how Ukraine got mad about Biden's minor incursion comment at his press conference last Wednesday. You guys remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course.
Okay. Here's the very short clip just to refresh your memory.
See, is that Russia will be held accountable if it invades, and it depends on what it does. It's one thing if it's a minor incursion and then we end up having a fight about what to do and not do, etc.
Okay, so very small statement from the president of the United States turned out to be just a huge kerfuffle international.
Didn't Psaki have to apologize to Ukraine? Ukraine was all
during
upset.
the speech.
We
like
live apology.
On last Thursday's show. But during the speech, they had even already started updating the wording.
Ukraine was like, "How dare you?"
Right. And it kicked off more than that. An avalanche of activity surrounding the Ukraine or Ukraine. Sorry,
I was just punking them. It's not the Ukraine.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't you dare. But when you start with the U, people trying to whatever. And for the most part, the avalanche of shit that happened after that statement was pretty much all bad. Immediately following the comments, which happened on Wednesday at the press conference, on Thursday, January 20th, media outlets in France lamented that they may have overestimated Biden's capabilities as a foreign affairs leader. Another in Ukraine blamed him for, quote, fraying raw nerves. Australia and the Americas called it a gaffe. China called it sick, and Japan blamed him.
China called it sick.
Yeah, they called it sick.
As they're beating Hong Kong citizens to death in the street.
Sick press conference. Disgusting. And Japan
Removing
blamed him
uteruses.
for triggering alarm. And then the Times in England was by far the most blunt. Here's their take on it. Failing Biden blames everyone but himself. So
shouldn't we blame Russia? What is
Right.
it? What is it? Why is it Biden's?
They just, this guy makes a mistake and everybody pounced on it. And while you may be saying, Will, you're just piling on Joe Biden, this has nothing to do with what's going on in Ukraine today. Well, technically incorrect, because the international outrage that happened.
I'll find a reason to let you know why I'm not. Well, still doing what I like to do.
Yeah. Well, Pat, sometimes things just work out because the international outrage led to an immediate change in the way this geopolitical debate is taking shape. Because on Friday, January 21st, Reuters reported that brand new German Chancellor Olaf Scholz turned down an invite at short notice from U.S. President Joe Biden to discuss the Ukraine crisis, with additional reports from the Wall Street Journal that the Germans are likely compromised on this issue by their reliance on Russian oil. In fact, here's a couple of reports out of the Wall Street Journal. They say Germany's dependence on Russian gas has left Europe short of options to sanction Moscow if it invades Ukraine. So that's pretty fucking straightforward. The Germans just are addicted to that Russian gas. Literally.
They wouldn't do anything. Yeah.
They would not do anything. And then here's another Wall Street Journal report that says Germany blocks NATO allies from transferring weapons to Ukraine. So they won't even let them have weapons. And in that article, Ukraine's ambassador to Germany, Andriy Malinky, said this. He said, this responsibility should apply to the Ukrainian people who lost at least 8 million lives during the Nazi occupation of Ukraine.
Got him.
Ukraine pretty upset with the Germans that they just value Russian oil way more than Ukrainian lives. But don't worry, the Germans are trying to help in the tiny ways that they're willing to do it, like firing the head of their navy. Who they did this on Sunday because the head of their navy, Vice Admiral K. Achman Schoenbach, he said that Ukraine would never reclaim Crimea, which was annexed by Russia in 2014, and that the Ukrainian border conflict is largely fabricated. He also added this.
No.
Yeah, he did. So he sided with
fabricated.
Totally.
Some people like to make up events. Okay.
Well, he's saying that it's being sensationalized
Right.
to create drama, and he added this which is what got him
They're
fired.
on
He
the
said,
border.
Yeah.
Well, this is the head of Germany's navy, and he said, "What Putin really wants is respect, and my God, giving someone respect is low cost, even no cost. It's easy to give him the respect he demands, and probably also deserves."
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And so that's what the head
No
of the German
cost.
Navy
The
said.
lives that are lost are not included in. Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, Germany was willing to fire him. For
Germany's
being
out.
mean.
Germany's
for
not
being
going to
mean
help
Ukraine.
at all.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark, hold on. Germany's doing one more thing, guys. They're sending a field medical facility. Oh, wait, here you go. Sorry, I showed you guys the wrong image. They're sending a field medical facility to the Ukraine, just in case Russia does invade and starts killing everybody. Then they'll be able to use German Band-Aids, which I thought was very thoughtful.
For the low cost of lives. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. And while all
That's
that
nice.
whole mess,
That is nice of him. I mean,
Yeah.
not good. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to go fast. But
no,
This is
take your time.
interesting. This
Yeah.
is interesting
Thoughts on
stuff.
Germany.
Yeah. My thoughts on Germany are that's bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I was putting that together. And while that whole mess was going on with Germany over the weekend, on Saturday, so Germany's what I was telling you started on Friday, and then on Saturday, January 22nd, in the U.S., the State Department ordered the evacuation of U.S. embassy families and other Americans in Ukraine to begin this week via commercial flights, while also simultaneously reporting that they would be shipping a, quote, ton of ammunition into Ukraine at the same time. So that's what the U.S. is doing. And perhaps most interesting of all, the UK accused Russia of planning to install a pro-Kremlin government in the Ukraine on Saturday. UK Foreign Secretary Liz Truss claims that Russia is working through a network of Kremlin connections with former Ukrainian politicians to install nerdy-looking politician Yevhen Murayev as Ukraine's next president. So, like Belarus Jr. kind of in Ukraine is what they say Putin's going for.
That's so, well, let me ask you a question. So, Germany's in NATO, right?
Yep. Germany and the U.S. are big members of NATO, like probably the top paying members.
So if they don't do shit and help us or help Ukraine, are we gonna fucking boot them from NATO? I mean, aren't they kind of like in a breach of contract if something like this happens?
I mean, Wes, what's going on is basically all the NATO members are talking shit about each other and pretending they're united when they're clearly not. And Germany's like making it very open that they're not united with us.
Well, do you not remember the last time the U.S. had beef with NATO? It's because we pay like 90% of the fees of NATO, and the other countries don't even pay to be involved.
And now Germany's like, we don't even give a fuck.
Yeah,
we need our
NATO's
gas.
bullshit. NATO's fucking bullshit. We do all the work, we pay all the money, and we risk all the lives and shit. It seems like like NATO's a piece of shit. Like,
they're soft.
Suck. NATO
called
sucks.
Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Fuck
For
NATO.
real
Fuck
Play-Doh.
Germany.
Yeah, Germany's like, we need that gas pipeline, so we're just gonna sit this one out. Everybody, don't care. But anyways, this guy who they say claim the British are claiming that the Russians are trying to install in Ukraine. He's loving it because like the Russians are denying it. He's like posting 007 memes of himself, like he's some kind of like so he's getting tons of press off of this, whatever the UK is claiming. So he's loving it. Yevhen Murayev, keep your eye on him in case he does become.
So how is Biden the bad guy in this scenario where he like made that comment and everyone else isn't even willing to help at all?
Basically, all it did was embolden Germany to come out and punk him. And so then Germany comes out and starts making moves, and then all this shit just like happens in a cascade. And as you can imagine, Russia denies the allegations that they're going to invade at all or install a puppet government in the Ukraine. And here's an excerpt from the Russian UK's embassy's response to the accusations that that the British released on Saturday. So the Russians said this on Sunday. They said, UK, excuse me. UK Foreign Office continues with a series of provocative statements on the situation around Ukraine. The news of Russia intending to establish a puppet regime in Kiev led by former Ukrainian MP, one that happens to be under Russian sanctions for being a threat to national security. Comical as these are, now is not the time for laughing. We are witnessing the actual professional level of people who, alongside making absurd statements, are providing Ukraine with lethal weapons, increasing their own military presence at the Russian borders, and encouraging Kiev to further undermine the Minsk agreements. So Russia is like laughing but not laughing, claiming that this whole thing is fake news, and simultaneously refilling like their troops near the border in Russia and Belarus. U.S. Secretary of State Tony Blinken, says that NATO, West, this is what he's claiming, is a united front on this issue, despite none of them wanting to meet together the entire weekend until they get together today on Monday, the 24th, for the EU foreign ministers meeting in Brussels about the Ukrainian border. And they've agreed to let Tony Blinken join by Zoom. So this is going to be their first communication.
NATO's like, look, it's like a group assignment, and the U.S. does all the work, and NATO makes us. They all get to sign their names on the project, every single one of them. It's bullshit.
Yeah, but if Germany wants our help in the future, they better fucking stick with us.
Right, but they sniffed an opportunity to sort of like say, "Hey, we're not in with the plan."
Not on this one.
Germany doesn't need our help, man.
Then
There's no foreseeable problem. They're almost stronger economy than us. Like Germany's fine.
Yeah, but
they're saying
going against their fucking word.
Yeah, they're saying we're fine on our own over here with the Russian pipeline. That's for sure. Hopefully things though stay calm, because the people of Ukraine don't deserve all this constant bullshit. And taking it to the internet one last time to Wes's colleague in Ukraine who helps with his wedding business, Katie, and she emailed to Wes, Ukraine situation. Hi, Wes. Thank you for your message. I appreciate that. Hopefully things won't turn into a nightmare. For now, it's peaceful in our area. Hopefully it will stay that way. Thank you for your concern, Katie.
Nice.
We hope it stays peaceful too.
Absolutely.
And so
She's
that's what's
far from the border, luckily.
She is good.
Yeah, she's in Kherson, which is like
It sounded like it from the email.
yeah, very far.
Well, good. Hopefully, she just doesn't drive the other direction, and that's what's happened at the Ukraine border at the time of taping, which is Monday morning Ukrainian border time.
Thank you, Will. Thank
Awesome.
you. All right, guys, let's get out of here, shall we?
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
You're kind of already international there, but now we're really international, right? Guess who brought back anal swabs?
China. No, Japan.
Yeah, not China. You had it.
There was only one people who had it to begin with.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
Just 2 weeks before the Beijing Winter Olympics were set to begin, China said, "You know what? We have plenty of rapid oral nasal tests, but we hate you foreign pieces of shit, and therefore we are bringing back the biggest, longest anal swabs anyone has ever seen and shoving the sons of bitches up every ass that enters China."
Yeah, they're technically throat swabs. They're just have a different entrance point.
Yeah, you can put it
They're
anywhere.
real
right?
long.
Yeah, they're
They just
so
come
long.
with a lubricated tip.
They're so long.
Can I tell you, I'd rather get an anal swab than a deep nose swab, I think.
Wow.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up with that? Why?
You sure
see
can,
the
Because
thing
it
coming?
makes me sneeze like the Dickens.
Yeah,
But
okay.
wouldn't
So okay.
so you'd rather anal probe?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
That's a San Francisco talk.
That was a surprise. That throws me off a little bit. Do you think they're videoing these anal swabs for blackmail? You think like that's what's going on? Like they're taking them to like a room and they're just videoing everyone getting swabbed in the ass. I mean, I guarantee you that they're just throwing these swabs straight in the trash. They aren't using them to genuinely test if people have COVID. Chinese newspaper, the Beijing News, said
Is it guy that just smells it and tells you whether or not he's got it or not?
no. Oh wow.
He's an expert.
Yeah.
He swabs his nose with it after.
Yeah.
It's not a dildo.
He's like, all of a sudden, he's like, I think I have COVID because I can't smell it anymore. Chinese newspaper, the Beijing News, said at least 27 people underwent the anal swab test in an apartment building this past week in Beijing when a 26-year-old woman caught Omicron. So they like shut down the apartment and started swabbing everyone. And it sounds like a synopsis to like a horror movie. Everyone's trapped in an apartment complex and some psychos in full biohazard suits are chasing you down with the shoving swabs up your ass. The invasive anal test involved inserting a sterile cotton swab into your ass and then rotating it around several times. So it's not exactly
Inside. Like they
Yes.
got to go all the way
It's like
in.
what they do to your nose, except in your asshole, and they go at least 5 centimeters up. The swab is
Nothing.
That's
a couple
nothing.
inches. That's a couple
the-
inches.
for
That's
the
2
butt?
inches. That's 2 inches, Wes. The
lot
swab
of
is
room
removed.
I stand.
The swab is removed and analyzed in a lab, probably to the backdrop of raucous laughter in the lab. Like another guy's ass was swabbed.
Imagine like the differences in how dirty and clean they'd be. Some people are gonna have clean swabs, and some people are
Yeah.
gonna have the dirtiest swabs.
It's embarrassing.
Of all time.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. You got to take care of yourself before you go to China. Get
You gotta
up
like
and,
bleach your asshole.
get
if
up
you're
on
gonna
that
travel
flight
to
and
China.
bring a Cottonelle wipe or something. Yeah, Japan is calling on China to stop using the quote undignified test
Yes.
as some passengers said it caused them quote psychological distress, and Washington called the test also quote undignified when China swabbed American diplomats the last go around. And pretty much everyone thinks it's the most humiliating thing of all time and completely unnecessary except for China. A Chinese doctor told the media, the state-run media, that travelers could provide a poo sample at the airport instead. So if you want to avoid the very invasive and embarrassing
Beautiful.
anal swabbing, you can just shit in a cup and walk around the airport with your dump in a cup like you're carrying around a goldfish you won at the carnival. That's not embarrassing, is it? Here you go. Here you go, China.
That's the best option of them all.
I bagged it myself.
Just walking around with your bag and a bag of shit.
Nobody bother you.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. This has got to be the greatest troll of all time. It's on such a large scale that it has to be incredible, really, if you think about it. You just have to tip your cap at China on this one, or, as they say, spread your cheeks. You know what I mean?
There was actually a study locally in northern Nevada about how they found so much COVID in the sewage
Yeah.
that like it must have been way more widespread than people thought. this was like last year at some point. So it's China. I mean, they love that. That's their method is the asshole. That's
They're using that one report, Will, to go ahead and get away with it, swabbing millions of asshole 2 inches up and rotating it around very vigorously and then giggling. Actually, this is a better way to detect it.
It's like, wait, we can do it through the asshole?
Yeah.
Better way to get the DNA for those modified soldiers they're making, right?
Could be.
Isn't that the thing?
Oh yeah, that's what people say. That's why they're collecting all the DNA data out of the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to China until they stop swabbing assholes. Let's move on.
They don't even let anybody in. They've been locked down the whole time.
Now they are because of the Olympics.
Oh
yeah,
the Olympics. So that's why they brought back the anal swabbing.
I can't wait to
You can go,
watch that
but you have to
piece
get
of shit
humiliated.
Olympics.
Yeah. Let's move on from one horror of COVID coming back, the Chinese anal swab, to another. How about a stranded cruise ship? Dum, dum, dum. Now, this is not what you're thinking, though. On Wednesday of last week, cruise ship and resort property juggernaut Genting Hong Kong, that's the name of the company, which is headquartered in Hong Kong, announced that due to COVID and a mountain of debt, they would be liquidating all assets. Now, the very next day, Crystal Cruises, a cruise company owned by Genting Hong Kong, based out of Miami, Florida, announced that they would be suspending all cruises until at least April because their parent company is bankrupt or liquidating. And in between those two announcements, Peninsula Petroleum Far East filed a civil lawsuit in federal court saying Crystal Cruises themselves owed millions of dollars in unpaid fuel bills. The problem here, guys, is Crystal Cruises, while suspending all cruises, had one out at sea, the Crystal Symphony. Let's get a picture up. There's the Crystal Symphony. It's a lovely cruise ship that can fit 850 people. Reports said there were about 700 on board.
Yeah, it was pretty full.
And actually left Miami during the announcements, the day before the announcements and lawsuits. And let's just take it to the internet where onboard entertainer, singer, songwriter, piano player Elio Pace gives an update on what went down on board the Crystal Symphony last week and over the weekend. Here we go. Here's Elio. He says, so I boarded, here first, important, a thread. You won't believe this. It's important. So I boarded the Crystal Symphony on Tuesday in Dominica. The plan was that I would be on this, hang on, let me make this bigger. It's hard for me to read. The plan was that I would be on the ship until 23rd February and that Amy, I'm guessing that's his wife, was going to join me for 2 weeks while I was on board. That's one of, he doesn't tell you yet. So there's a picture of him on the first night. It looks good, right? So far, so good. Elio 2. Would you believe me if I told you that the day after I boarded, the night of my first show, we were notified by the captain that the company that owns Crystal Cruises, Genting Hong Kong, had gone into liquidation to the tune of $4 billion, and that Crystal Symphony, ... 3 of whatever, would cease to sail when it reached Miami today. We were told that we would all need to disembark the ship and make our way home. So, Will, you said you believe him?
Yeah, I believe him because Evergrande recently, also another Chinese company that's been defaulting on all their payments.
So it sounded like, they were going to get dropped off in Miami and have to figure out how to get home 2 weeks early. And then, or multiple weeks early, maybe a month early, he continues, would you believe me if I told you that yesterday, Friday, the night of my second show, after all arrangements had been set for flights, car hire, etc., by all and disembarking passengers and crew, that's for Miami, we were notified by the captain the ship was no longer sailing to Miami and was instead diverting to Bimini in the Bahamas, where we would arrive tomorrow, Sunday, and disembark from there.
Kind of lucky, honestly.
Well, yeah, but then you have to fly back, right?
Yeah, I know.
From the Bahamas. He continues, would you believe me if I told you that the reason for this last-minute rerouting was because there is a warrant out for the rest of the ship I'm on, the Crystal Symphony, because of an unpaid $3.5 million fuel bill that Genting Hong Kong has not paid, and if the ship were to enter U.S. waters, it would be seized by the authorities? Would you believe me?
Yeah. Yeah, sadly,
Ilio.
Yeah. Sorry, Ilio.
Elio ends his nightmare with I wouldn't believe it unless I was right here experiencing this surreal episode myself. As far as I can see, this news hasn't broken into the UK, but a quick search on Google shows all the proof you need. I'm not writing this for some new Netflix drama. I love the staff and crew. I hope we all get home and safe, blah, 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 blah. Would you believe it?
That sucks for that whole shit, man.
Yeah. So did you believe it? Do you believe it?
I believe it.
It happened. I guess cruise trackers showed that the Crystal Symphony docked in Bahamian island of Bimini. Bahamian island. There you go. Of
Bahamian.
Bahamian island
Bahamian.
of Bimini. In Bahamia, in the Bahamas, as of Sunday.
One of the B islands down there.
I was like, as of Sunday, and passengers were taken to ferry, and they ended up in Fort Lauderdale late Sunday. So they did get from that island to Fort Lauderdale. One passenger likened the experience to being abducted by luxury pirates, which is an awesome band name. The Luxury Pirates.
Luxury Pirates. Love that. Yeah.
Or just abducted by luxury pirates. That the whole thing.
That's great.
Yeah.
Abducted by luxury pilots.
It's more of an album name at that, the full thing.
Right.
Exactly. You could be
It's
the
too
luxury
long
pirates,
for
and then
the
your
name,
first
you're right.
your first CD self-titled.
Abducted by
Yeah.
the luxury pirates. Wow.
Pretty good. So they're all safe. I think the crew might be stuck there, but most of the people got off. All right, last stop. This is a quick one. It's going to be a really short one. We're headed to the lovely country of Iceland. We really like to talk about food on the show. I don't think that's an exaggeration or a surprise. We also like to talk about interesting foods, and we also like to talk about holidays. And Iceland kind of wrapped all that up into a pretty bow for us when they unveiled a specialty pizza that was released on Bangadawish Day, aka Farmers Day, aka Men's Day, aka Husband's Day. Sounds to me like the U.S. holiday of steak and BJ Day. Am I right?
Yeah, Iceland, way to go.
Yeah, a
Men's
little something
Day.
for the men, a little day for the
Love
men.
to see it.
We
Man,
deserve it.
not enough countries do this.
For the men, baby. So on Farmers Day in Iceland this weekend, a pizzeria made a very special pizza for men. It was a cheese pizza topped with rucola and carrot slices, and then a meat on top. And that meat just happened to be braised sheep face.
Ooh.
What?
The entire thing.
Wow. Oh, wow. Look at that. It is the whole head.
It's the head.
There's no cheese on it.
Underneath.
It's underneath. I can see it.
That's some shitty cheese, and that's way too much arugula. This
It's
is
also way too much sheep head, Will.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Pretty interesting thing to have delivered to your table. A pizza with an entire sheep's head and it's all its facial features like mouth, eyes, and ear holes just plop down for you. Here you go, farmer man. Now, apparently it's tricky to eat, so it comes with instructions. It says, for best results, you should remove the giant sheep face from the pizza, set it to the side, then grab yourself a slice of pizza, then pull off some pieces of meat from the sheep's head and lay them down on the piece of pizza, something the restaurant probably could have done for you, but fuck it, it's Man's Day, baby.
Man.
Yeah, but that's some of the best meat. You ever been to a pig roast? I mean, the best meat is in like on the head, the cheeks,
The
and
face,
like
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
so-
well, it's a do it yourself. I'm saying they could have done it in the back, but not on Man's Day.
not on
Wes,
that.
I would split a sheep's head pizza with you on Man's Day.
Me too. Absolutely.
Any day, right? Well, happy belated Men's Day to our fellow dudes in Iceland. And I'll tell you how you can celebrate Men's Day every day, and that's by looking good. It's no secret we all want to look our best this winter, right? Mack Weldon is the expert when it comes to essential clothing that's perfect for the cold. Whether you need a legit warm shirt or are looking to upgrade your sweats collection, Mack Weldon has exactly what you're looking for. And if that's not convenient enough, let me tell you about Mack Weldon's daily wear system. All the clothes work together for real. So whether you're headed to work, going for a run, or just hanging on the couch, getting dressed takes no effort at all. Oh, yeah, and for new listeners of the show, they have a little sweatpant top selling item they like to call the Ace sweatpant.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a pretty GD comfortable pair of sweatpants.
I'm wearing
Might wanna
mine
get a
right
pair
now,
too.
actually. Here, I'll-
Same.
Lucky bastards.
Talk about Men's Day. Wow.
Oh, look at that Mack Weldon
That's
logo.
comfort.
That's every day, baby. I've become something of a collector of the Ace sweatpant, and you will too. Mack Weldon's Ace sweatshirt and sweatpants are not your average sweats. I love how insanely soft they are, plus they're nice enough to wear to the store or cruise around the neighborhood. If you're like me, you love the feel of warm clothes but absolutely hate to sweat. Mack Weldon's warm knit collection uses the body temperature, uses something they call my body temperature to keep you warm without the weight. It's almost as if this was made just for you, you know? Almost. Every new year I refresh my top drawer, new underwear and new styles. You gotta keep the undies fresh. And speaking as an underwear aficionado, no one does underwear like Mack Weldon. They literally have a pair with technical fabrics for every single activity in your routine. Check out Mack Weldon for yourself and save 20% on your first order. Visit mackweldon.com/hardfactor and enter promo code hardfactor. Again, that's mackweldon.com/hardfactor and enter promo code hardfactor for 20% off. Find your perfect look this winter.
There you go. And guys, I don't know if in fact, I'm pretty almost positive we did not cover this at the top of last week. And I just need to say that in death, a member of Project Mayhem has a name, and his name is Robert Paulson. So
Yeah.
R.I.P.
No, you're right. We
R.I.P.
did not cover
Meatloaf.
that. R.I.P.
his name is Robert Paulson.
His name is Robert Paulson.
So
Also, Francis Ngannou defended the belt. Wow.
And that Chinese couple that were on the blind date and got stuck together in COVID did get engaged. Update.
There you go. So
nice.
One time got an offer to work on a Meatloaf music video for, I think it was $100 for the week or something. And I said, this guy sold 65 million records. So the answer is no. Be cool to meet Meatloaf, though.
Meatloaf, man. You see the story about how he almost beat up Prince Andrew after hitting on Fergie?
That was awesome, yeah.
And in the 80s, he was hitting on Fergie, and Prince Andrew put his hands on him. He's like, stop hitting on my wife. And he's like, no. And then he shoved him back. He goes, you can't touch me. I'm a royal. And he goes, I don't give a fuck who you are.
Fuck you, loser.
Yeah, Meatloaf, baby.
Meatloaf's dead, guys. R.I.P. Meatloaf.
R.I.P. His
Robert
name was
Paulson.
Robert Paulson.
His name is Robert Paulson. In death. Members of Project Mayhem. They have a name. So very disturbing.
Brought down the whole financial institution right on its head.
Yeah, took out that Starbucks.
Canceled all the credit cards.
Yeah. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen
No idea
it,
what
it's
you're
one of the
talking
best.
about.
One of the best.
Oh, shit. Was that a spoiler? Oh, shit.
Fight Club. Nah,
You haven't
Fight Club
seen
came
Fight
out in
Club,
96.
Oh, Fight Club. Okay.
Quit the show. Just give us some Fight Club. 1999. Some very disturbing news, guys. Something really weird is happening in Michigan public schools, and at a Board of Education meeting for Midland County Public Schools back on December 20th, a concerned parent named Lisa Hansen, she took the podium. I imagine Lisa's probably a frequent contributor to these meetings because they seemed, I don't know, acquainted with Lisa. But she took the meeting and brought up a new and disturbing trend that she heard about. And here's Lisa, guys. Here's Lisa. I'm going to play Lisa's opening remarks.
Okay.
I have a speech prepared to read regarding the test to stay program and how unconstitutional it is. But I need to address something else, not just to you as the board, but to parents and grandparents and taxpayers in our community. Still wrapping my brain around this a little bit, but yesterday I heard
she can only talk for 3 minutes.
And I was stunned. And today I am equally stunned and a little bit upset. Well, not a little bit, a lot of bit upset, furious.
Wasting
I wouldn't
time.
use that word, but I want to talk about the fact that, and I know this is going on nationwide, so it is not just
It's almost a minute in, get to
for
it.
this board, but our community needs to understand that the agenda that is being pushed through our schools is just my opinion.
This is happening
but
nationwide.
Somewhat nefarious when it comes to some of the activities. So let's talk about furries. It was addressed by a child a couple months ago.
She said it.
That they are put in an environment where there are kids that identify as a furry, a cat or a dog, whatever. And so yesterday I heard that at least one of our schools in our town has in one of the unisex bathrooms, a litter box for the kids that identify as cats.
Holy shit.
And I am really disturbed by that. And I will do some more investigation on that. I know what's going on nationwide.
Just
I
go
know it
check
is.
the
It's part of
bathroom.
the agenda that's being pushed.
going on
I
nationwide.
don't even want to understand it. But I think that
It is.
people need to be aware of it because I am really upset as a parent that my child is put in an environment like that. And you
can't make her
I'm
pee
all
like
for
a cat.
creativity and imagination, but when someone lives in a fantasy world and expects other people to go along with it, I have a
This
problem
lady thinks
with that.
kids are
So
dumping in
I'm
litter
just putting
boxes
that out there.
nationwide.
I will
Yes.
investigate more. But as far as
She
the
wants
test
them
to
to
stay
investigate.
program,
No, she's going to investigate more, she said. So she
Oh,
heard
she
that.
will. Okay.
She heard that. And
Is that
look,
true
guys,
at all? Did you?
Oh,
we
this is
unearthed
an
it?
absolutely true phenomenon that's
all
happening.
right, look.
Is that
this
real?
atrocity?
Yeah.
This atrocity
Yes.
would have probably mostly remained untracked if it wasn't for the brave and discerning co-chairman of the Michigan Republican Party, Echelon Fitness, who shared a post made by David Diem in a Facebook group called We the County, and this is the Bay chapter. And Echelon Fitness posted this video, and Echelon said, kids who identify as furries get a litter box in the school bathrooms. Parent heroes will take back our schools.
Okay. Is that? I mean, where's the proof?
Well, hold on. Let me tell you a little bit about some of the situation here. So, by the way, We the County, Bay County chapter, is a Facebook group that's focused on, quote, uniting the county to stand together as one voice. We support the original intent of our founding fathers in understanding the intent of the Constitution. And that's mostly related to school.
Hey, did they get that slogan from the voting rights thing going on right now that Biden's pushing? If we don't fight, there's no point in voting ever again.
Exactly.
Back up there. Why is he wearing like a mask? Why is he wearing a cloth mask?
Yeah, that's probably an error. That's an error. He shouldn't be, because most of the time they are fighting and masking.
Yeah, exactly. That's a bad photo. And he's got a mask on.
A little bit about Mishon real quick. Mishon's last post was this, and it was a meme. Most school boards today, and it was a wolf taking off sheep's clothing.
Wolf in sheep's clothing. Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes you think. That meme where the wolf is unzipping the sheep's clothing. Whoa. Mind blowing.
Yeah.
So I did a little digging, guys, and I took it to the internet because I want to see if this is happening. And let's take it to the internet, if you guys don't mind. Amanda Russell. She says, Sheila LeJohn Johnroe, happening in Pineconing and Bangor too, from other comments on another post. Okay. That's pretty good. And
they got litter boxes in Maine now.
Yeah, our girl Krista Mert, she's very concerned. She jumps in with Terry Redland first, saying, I'll definitely be checking into that, but I can say without a doubt, all caps, there are no litter boxes in any Bangor Township school. She lives in Maine. I say this with confidence as I spoke to a board member last night and made him aware of this posting, and he was awestruck.
She's calling the school board, asking about litter boxes.
No, in Bangor, I've got family up that way. They would be surprised to find a litter box in the bathroom.
Well, she responded to Sheila John Rowe as well, saying, I just got off the phone. This is not happening or allowed in Bangor. Believe me when I say I'm on top of this situation and needing to hear it directly from the top, said with a sigh of relief. Terry Redland gets in. Good. And says, Krista Mert, I can assure you that this is happening in Bangor. My niece goes there and told me it is, so maybe those, quote, at the top either don't know or aren't leveling with you. My niece thinks this is nuts and would have no reason to make it up at all.
Terry's trolling.
Yeah, Krista Mert says, Terry Redland, I need more details, please. Are you hearing there are litter boxes, kids in costume wearing collars and leashes, fetish-type clothing being allowed? I need more details, please. I need to know exactly what I should be asking about. And then Krista Mert, she bowed out of the conversation at that point. She said, I just can't anymore with this post. I'm having an anxiety attack just thinking about it. It's truly sad what's becoming of this world today. Thank God above for granting me with the children I have, implying that they're not
non-cat children.
Yep. David Diem, who made the post initially, says Bangor schools has 5, quote, cat kids from what I understand. And then Amber Hammond says, Vanessa Moten, even if this is a rumor, it got enough attention to bring it up at a school board meeting, so it's a problem that needs to be addressed. And this led our poor superintendent of Midland Public Schools, Mr. Sharrow, to make this posting. It is unconscionable that this afternoon I'm sending this communication. However, our Midland Public Schools stakeholders may be confused about a false message / accusation that has resurfaced this week and is gaining some traction. At the meeting, effectively. Let me be clear in this.
One town council guy tweeting that shit on Facebook made this whole town think they had litter kids.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Kitty litter kids.
What a waste of that guy's time.
What a waste of everyone's time. You have our girl first, Lisa Hansen, being like, I heard this. I'm going to do more investigation. Then claiming that it was nationwide. Then you have the co-chair of the Republican Party in Michigan elevating this crap.
Which one was that?
That was Mishon, the woman saying that Mishon Maddock. So Mishon Maddock is...
That was the video lady.
Oh, no. Lisa Hansen was the video lady. Then Mishon Maddock took it and elevated it. She's the co-chair of the Republican Party.
Right. Okay.
Now, BuzzFeed reached out to Mishon Maddock and saying, what are you doing? You know this isn't happening. And Mishon Maddock responded via text back saying, just because the superintendent says it's false does not make it false.
She believed the troll.
And then suggested talking with parents with children who, quote, have said otherwise.
Like Terry.
Mishon's seen a bunch of kids with like Hello Kitty backpacks and is like so upset.
There was
Mishon also organized a free bus ride to the January 6th protest.
There was a story, Pat. Did you see the story last week? I don't know if it's real, but it was a TikTok of a substitute teacher saying she got fired because she didn't meow back at a student.
It's not true.
Are you sure it's not true?
You think kids are identifying as cats and shitting in litter boxes?
No, I think they are identifying as cats 100%.
Wow.
I don't know if they're shitting in litter boxes.
All right, Wes, if this is happening, we need a story on it. We need a story on
happening,
it.
man.
It's happening.
It's absolutely
it's a
happening.
devious lick. They're not actually
know about it.
thinking they're cats.
Oh, they are absolutely identifying as
they're
cats.
not.
We have
No,
to
they're
look
not.
further into this. This is just Pat opened up with
I'll bet you any amount of money there's kids out there
Are you
identifying as cats.
gonna do the research like
Yes,
that lady?
absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Let's put a camera on Wes and get him to the bottom of this.
Yeah, that was just the most
It's so far fetched that little kids are identifying as animals.
and shitting in
And
I didn't say the shitting in. I said I know that there are kids identifying as
a lot
cats.
of little kids identify as princesses
cat.
too. I'm a
I'm a
princess.
cat.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Right,
not
exactly.
It's not serious. They're not
Guys,
like,
the only person, if
Some
this
people
is
think-
happening, the only person that should be speaking at the fucking school board meeting are the custodial engineers, okay? Because if they happen to
Oh,
scoop-
hey, it's a public
I don't think the
litter
litter
boxes.
boxes is real.
It's a public forum.
what
That's
if
what it's
one?
made for.
We should
Lisa Hansen is a fucking idiot.
we should do a sketch.
Gotta deal with
We
Lisa
should do a
Hansen.
sketch in full
There's
custodial
one
suit
community.
in front of a school board and be like, "I'm so and so from a custodian from such and such county. It's true."
Oh yeah, like and send it and market it on their Facebook feed.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah, they
cleaning up
believe
litter
it.
boxes.
I mean, come on, guys. You have a dumbass parent with nothing better to do. You have a politically motivated asshole who wants to stir the pot. And
Wes sounds concerned.
and now the rumors.
No, I'm just saying I
Wes-
know that
no,
there
Wes
are
is
kids
saying there
identifying
is
as
cat
cats out there.
Okay, Wes, we got to get to the bottom of the cat.
We will.
Have you had to have a speech with your son about not
No,
identifying as?
No, of course not. But I'm gonna ask him if there's any kids in his school. He used to go
Yes,
to like this
do
school
that.
that I guarantee are kids that.
You know.
Yeah.
What are they wear like
school.
they wear
They
like
had
cat. They wear like eyeshadow and shit. Like,
I'm telling you, it's happening.
they got fake nails.
Please back me up on this if you're out there. Send me some examples.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that will be real.
All right,
What's
it's,
sent to?
8 minutes left in Chiefs Bills 26-21 Chiefs.
That's gonna do it for Hard Factor. There's an out-of-date score to take you.
Well, you know what it was close to the end, so that's pretty important. Also, we got to spin the wheel.
Yes.
So, one last thing. Sorry,
I'm gonna call up that teacher and see.
Yeah, I have Mishon Maddox's number. You want to give her a
No,
call?
no, the teacher that said she got fired for not meowing back at the student.
We should get Mishon or someone on the show.
I almost troll texted her and was like, "I'm a very concerned parent. Do you have any recommendations on what I should do?" You know what she told me?
You should
go and speak at the school board meeting and make those public servants' jobs harder.
Yeah, you only have 3 minutes, so make sure you get to it.
I like being on the clock though for people with a big point like that about having fake kitty litter boxes. And okay, the wheel. Who is going to be the cup of coffee in the big time?
We're gonna get these shows shorter the rest of the week. Shorter shows the rest of the week, except for Friday.
It'll be shorter for the rest of the week, except for Friday, like Mark said. Oh, the wheel loves Pat.
Back on Pat.
Pat.
See you out there.
That's back on cup of coffee in the big time as usual. And then next,
I'm going to litter box.
who's taking the TikTok international moment?
It's
Will. All right, Pat and Will. So that is what tomorrow's show will be. Nice. I hear the wheel's picking up steam. I heard the
People are really liking the wheel. You're getting really good responses to the wheel.
Yeah.
People are furries
are.
don't shit in boxes, by the way. Anyway, that's a misnomer.
Furries don't shit in boxes.
No.
No.
They
We
shit
have a
in
lot to
toilets and
unpack.
jerk off on Twitter. Anyway, let's have a great fucking day.